I need you to tell me all about one thing in particular, and then two things. The first
and then
thing
we've got to do what the show
I
really
know,
is.
but I want to ask him. He just reviewed Morbius. I don't even barely know what that is. I didn't know that was a character, and I want to know what
Richard
you thought of it.
Richard requested to not talk about movies when he came
is
on
that
here, which is
true?
why I started talking about TV.
Oh,
Richard
well, we don't
wanted
have to.
come on. Richard and Kate Arthur don't know, but they're living parallel lives. They both said, "I want to come on the show, but I don't want to come on to talk about movies.
Then
I
we won't.
I want to do the show."
Are you still taking horseback riding, Richard?
The price of admission is that you got to do what you do.
Okay.
You got to do what you do, and then you get to do the show. Then you get to go on the Rana ride after that.
No, that's fine. We don't have to talk about movies, but I
want to know about Morbius.
I'm just curious.
I heard he had to push around in a wheelchair, and everybody's mad.
Oh, you liked it? You liked it?
I think the only positive review of that movie, because I thought it was kind of, if you squint a little, it's like kind of a gothic gay prep school movie where it's like Jared Leto and Matt Smith, like our old childhood friends from a Greek kind of convalescent home for children. And now they're adults and one turns into a vampire and then the other wants to turn into a vampire. And there's like a little Christopher Rice, a little Anne Rice. So I zeroed on that. I don't care about like whether it fits into comic book lore at all.
No, me neither.
Well,
okay,
I've got
a
very serious gay gothic romance coming for you. Speaking of Anne and Christopher Rice, so hold on to your hat. That's coming in October.
Oh boy.
Which is Interview with the Vampire that which they're redoing for AMC.
I know a writer on that.
I happen to know inside.
It's based a little bit on Jordan too, right?
Michael Jordan?
Your son, Jordan.
Jordana Brewster?
Oh, yes. Sure. Yes. It's my son was a vampire in 1843.
That's not the part.
Get out of here.
Yeah. That's not the part that it's based on. Okay.
In any event, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Now, I want to know, I tell you, I watched the first episode of We Crashed. I haven't gone back yet. Doesn't mean I'm not going to. I just haven't gone back yet because everyone's bothering me to watch Gilded Age, this, that, and I only have so much time. So, and also Apple's doing the give them to you one at a time thing. So I have to go back for that.
Isn't that
now.
funny? Morbius, it sounds almost exactly like Flotus. Like the first lady.
First lady of the United States. But I didn't think Jared Leto was a good actor. And now I think he might be.
We have this conversation every week, Rana.
He's really good on We Crashed, I think.
I believe it. As I say
Is he
every
good
week.
in Morbius? That's what I want to know.
Good question. Because I have to say, I buy him immediately as the guy in We Crashed. I think that's a perfect role for him.
He's incredible in We Crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a weird huckster kind of showboat guy. And that's exactly who he's playing and vice versa. You know, it's a perfect match. And Anne Hathaway's great. But in Morbius, weirdly, even though he's playing a vampire, he's not doing an accent. He's just like kind of a normal person, which is almost more alarming
totally
than any of his crazy voices.
Have you ever interviewed him personally or spent any time around him personally?
You know, I never have, but I hear that he is very chatty. Like he'll just kind of accost people and like tell them the whole plot of a movie he's filming, you know, which is kind of, I think, weirdly endearing. But a lot of his other antics we've heard about are less endearing. So I don't know.
I wanted to know what his energy was like when you're around him, his energy.
I've heard he's gregarious and not unexpectedly so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you, are you still doing And Just Like That tours across the city?
Well, those were shut down by the health department. Yeah. So
because too many old women were breaking their ankles wearing platform sandals.
Well, so we were doing a thing where toward the end of the tour, actually, I think it was the last stop on the tour. It's been a while, but we would go to an empty comedy theater and everyone could go up on stage to perform their own comedy concert.
Oh,
yeah.
Wonderful.
But then a couple ladies were falling down off the stage. And
Shay and Miranda's wedding.
Yeah, we had the orchestra pit open, which was our first
stop. Yeah.
They should just do karaoke. Yeah, you don't have to do a whole comedy
how
concert.
funny, Rana.
So
karaoke.
Now, wait a minute. You're on to something.
How is that not a joke on that show?
How come someone hasn't opened a bar in New York called karaoke?
They should.
Yeah. You two
and
better
you get up
and
you get to sing.
The only thing I learned from the only thing I learned from In Just Like That is you cannot live in New York if you're old because they make you still wear high heels and you couldn't possibly walk around the city like that.
And if you're not comfortable wearing any kind of clothing, put them in wedges. That's the other rule of New
Why
York
did
City.
they do the hip replacement
send them to Midtown.
storyline?
That's right.
Why did they do the hip replacement storyline? It makes no sense to me
Honest to
whatsoever.
God.
And then they just cut to 4 months later. I mean, it makes no.
The time
her
could
Big
jumps-
died, and then her hip died, and then we were on to something else. I don't.
The
I
time
don't
jumps
even
were
know.
crazy, but now that we have a renewed second season confirmed, I really hope they can just
can all
kind of calm
relax
down
a
with
little.
that,
Yeah.
go a little more week to
Yeah.
week, have more themed episodes. We don't have to deal with grief. That is my hope, is that this was just a really awkward long
If
runway.
this next season order doesn't have a back 100, I'm going to be super fucking pissed.
I only wanna
need
see
at
100
least
episodes of
100
Emily.
episodes. Yeah, exactly.